What's going on, fight fans? Back again, 6 part. Here to just discuss some news, rundown, and some current news, just to keep you up. Also wanted to start a conversation, discussion, whatever you want to call it. First topic is the Bellator pay-per-view that's coming up in November. They announced some new fights for it. This is not really the most current news, but it's something I've been anxious to discuss because, I mean, I love UFC, but watching competitions or the other MMA promotions out there is not a bad thing at all. Actually, you get to see a lot of good talent before other people see it, and it's cool watching fighters come up from other organizations. Not even if they make it to if they choose to go to UFC, just seeing good fighters in other promotions is cool for me. So anyway, let's jump into it. Eddie Alvarez and Michael Chandler too was the first of these announced, next to Rampage and Ortiz. That fight I'm really not a big fan of, but the one that I am a big fan of is the Michael Chandler Eddie Alvarez 2 and the King Mo Emmanuel Newton 2. That's gonna be good. The card is shaping up. I think also what they're gonna do is make the heavyweight tournament winner, Vitaly Minakov, go ahead and have his heavyweight championship fight at Bellator. I think it's 102. Anyway, it's November 2nd, and I think that they're gonna do the heavyweight fight also. Stay tuned for news on that. But overall, this card looks like it could be pretty good. Next, want to talk about Mousasi and Vitor Belfort. Now, over the weekend, I think a lot, if you paid attention to the news, Lyoto Machida came out and they accepted a fight against Vitor Belfort, but Vitor has not accepted the fight. But after the Sonnen fight, Vitor wants to fight Sonnen after the fight at Fight Night 26. And so Phil Davis also comments and says that he wants to fight Chael Sonnen. It's just a big mess. Dana White actually came out in his scrum, I believe, and said that he's thinking of Machida Diaz. So we could see Machida drop down to 185 and Nick Diaz come up to 185. I've heard Nick Diaz is asking for fights, so I think that would be pretty intriguing. It's a big name, it's a big fight. As far as others, I've already commented on what I like to see Chael Sonnen do next. I don't want to see him fight an upper echelon fight. I don't want to see him fight a top 5 guy in the 205 division, especially when I don't think he's there to stay. I don't think this is his home, and I think he needs to go ahead and just move back to 185 where he can fight Wanderlei Silva, which is a fight I want to see. I don't want to see him fight Phil Davis. I think Phil Davis could potentially dominate that fight at 205. I mean, he probably end up stopping it early with a submission. I could see, but I just don't want to see that fight, especially those two. It's styles make fights, and that's not a real good one on paper. Anyways, a fight that I'm really anxious to see out of all of these the most, Mousasi Belfort. Mousasi has offered Vitor Belfort fights at like 100 different weight classes, and it's not even funny how much he wants to fight Vitor. The only thing is, does the UFC want him to fight him? Because what I'm hearing is that they don't want Mousasi Belfort because they don't think Mousasi is going to be ready before December, and they want Belfort to fight again before then. So a lot of interesting developments coming our way these last few days. As always, it's been really packed, like as far as news is concerned, for a long time. I want to say like the whole summer, dating back to like, yeah, actually dating back to like spring, has been jam-packed full of just news on top of news. Anyway, the last development I want to get into in this vid, Roy McDonald versus Robbie Lawler has been discussed. Also, that's another matchup I wouldn't mind seeing at all. Robbie Lawler is a very exciting fighter. McDonald getting the decision tagged on him in that last fight, as far as how he chose to fight Jake Ellenberger. So a lot of people are giving him that the decision tag, like you're the guy that point fights. So it's interesting to see what he'll do if he's really with Faraz Sahabi and strategizing point fighting. As far as all of these guys in the welterweight division, I'm interested in seeing what he's going to do to neutralize Robbie Lawler, because I don't think there's a lot you could do to neutralize a fighter like that, which is exactly what Johnny Hendricks is going to try and do against GSP. But that's later on. I'm not going to get into that yet. But Dana wants to get him into a really interesting fight. It seems like he wants to see what Rory has. That's pretty much all a rundown from the news that I wanted to get out in this vid. Probably just start another discussion or do another news upload sometime soon if nothing else comes up. And that's all. Just add me on Twitter for late breaking news. I'll probably be on discussing it if I'm not busy at the moment. When the news hits, I like to discuss it. So just come on, add me on Twitter at #MMA again. Also on my WordPress, HashtagMMA.wordpress.com. And yeah, next time.